Have you ever paused to consider the profound mysteries swirling within your very bloodstream? Beyond the pragmatic, almost dismissive, two letters printed on your medical card, your blood type, lies a universe of hidden meanings, a secret language that could illuminate the most enigmatic corners of your personality. Imagine for a moment that this fundamental biological marker is more than just a footnote for transfusions. What if it's a direct line to ancient, shared human wisdom? It's often said that the most potent symbols are frequently camouflaged in the mundane, the everyday. Could it be that your blood type is one such powerful overlooked symbol? What if it's a whispered clue from your ancestors? A window into deep-seated human patterns that shape your most primal instincts, your ingrained behavioral tendencies, and perhaps even the subtle currents guiding your destiny. Prepare to embark on an extraordinary journey where the tangible science of biology intertwines with the ethereal realm of personal understanding. Here, within the very droplets that sustain your life, we will explore the astonishing secrets they might hold about who you truly are. Your blood is speaking volumes. Are you finally ready to lean in and listen? Have you ever experienced that almost electric, instant connection with certain individuals, a sense of understanding that transcends words? Or perhaps you felt an unshakable feeling that something fundamental about you sets you apart, a deep-seated difference you can't quite articulate. What if the answer to these profound human experiences has been coursing through our veins all along, a silent, secret code waiting to be deciphered? Welcome to the enthralling exploration of how your blood might reveal far more than just your physical health. It could be a key to unlocking the intricate mysteries of your personality. While the direct link between blood type and specific psychological frameworks isn't a mainstream scientific assertion, the human fascination with finding connections between our physical selves and our inner lives is perennial. Some psychological perspectives delve into the idea of a shared reservoir of human experience, a kind of universal mental library brimming with potent universal symbols or patterns of behavior. Think of these as fundamental internal blueprints that reside within us all, the courageous hero, the wise sage, the defiant rebel, among countless others. These deep patterns are thought to shape our perceptions, motivations, and behaviors in profound ways. Blood across cultures and throughout history has always been a symbol of immense power and significance. We speak of blood of my blood to denote kinship, blue blood for nobility, or being hot-blooded to describe passion. These are not mere turns of phrase. Such rich, symbolic language can be seen as a conduit to our deep psyche, the wellspring of our unconscious. Simultaneously, on the other side of the globe, a fascinating cultural phenomenon was taking root in Japan. There, people began to develop and embrace the idea that one's blood type, whether AB, or O, could offer significant insights into core personality traits. This theory, known as Ketsuekigata, gained such immense popularity that even today, it's a common, almost expected question on Japanese dating shows. What's your blood type? This is where the real magic begins. We can thoughtfully apply the understanding of these universal patterns and symbolic meanings to explore what your specific blood type might reveal about your inherent nature. It's akin to discovering a hidden, personalized map to your inner world, a guide to your innate strengths, potential challenges, and the unique way you navigate life. Consider the profound implications. The very substance that animates you, flowing through every cell and fiber of your being, might also carry the subtle imprints of patterns that shape your personality. Many believe that understanding these deeper, often unconscious patterns is the cornerstone of achieving true selfhood, a process of becoming your most authentic self. By exploring your blood type through this lens, you're not just accumulating intriguing trivia, you're embarking on a genuine journey of self-discovery, taking a significant step toward truly knowing yourself. What makes this exploration particularly exhilarating is its potential to illuminate the complex dynamics of our relationships. Have you ever puzzled over why you click instantly and effortlessly with some people, while interactions with others leave you feeling inexplicably drained or misunderstood? The emerging ideas around blood type compatibility viewed through the prism of these inherent energies, might offer compelling clues to these mysterious attractions and repulsions. Ancient wisdom, often dismissed as folklore, frequently contains profound truths disguised in simple, accessible ideas. When we examine blood types from this perspective, we are artfully bringing together ancient symbolism, modern curiosity, and the undeniable reality of our biology into a single, powerful framework for self-discovery. Your blood type, therefore, transcends its role as a mere determinant for blood transfusions. It could be a luminous window into your soul's unique blueprint, a whisper of the energies that most naturally resonate within you. This understanding doesn't limit who you can become. Rather, it illuminates the path that might feel most authentic and aligned with your deepest self. So the next time someone casually inquires about your blood type, you can offer a knowing smile, understanding that those simple letters A, B, AB, or O might just be carriers of centuries of wisdom, hinting at the very essence of what makes you uniquely, wonderfully you. We will now delve deeply into each blood type, unveiling what these inherent patterns can teach us about your distinct personality, your approach to relationships, the challenges you might face, and the inherent gifts you bring to the world. Prepare to see yourself and everyone around you in an entirely new and illuminating light. If your veins carry type A blood, you might embody patterns of the meticulous organizer or the thoughtful sage. Often regarded as the most structured, methodical, and detail-oriented of all the blood types, individuals with type A blood frequently exhibit an innate sense of order and a meticulous approach to planning. There's an almost architectural quality to your engagement with life. You naturally gravitate towards building systems, creating robust structures, and designing clear paths forward with careful, deliberate precision. Where others might perceive only chaos and disarray, you possess the remarkable ability to see underlying patterns, patiently waiting to be organized and brought into harmonious alignment. It's thought that each of us carries ancient, inherited patterns of behavior. For type A individuals, these patterns often manifest as a deep-seated need for harmony, stability, and meticulous organization in their environment and endeavors. Take a moment for introspection. Do you find yourself almost instinctively straightening objects that are slightly askew? Do you experience a profound sense of satisfaction, a quiet inner peace, when everything is in its proper place and order? This isn't merely a personality quirk, it's a powerful expression of your inner world. The Japanese Ketsuekigata theory describes type A individuals as responsible, earnest, and methodical, traits that resonate perfectly with an understanding of a perfectionist tendency. This striking alignment isn't a mere coincidence. Rather, it suggests different cultural frameworks, tapping into the same universal, underlying patterns of human behavior and temperament. If you are type A, you likely possess a rich, contemplative inner world, a characteristic often attributed to a natural inclination towards introversion. You may prefer to think things through carefully and thoroughly before speaking, valuing depth and substance over superficial breadth in your conversations and relationships. This reflective nature not only makes you an excellent attentive listener, but also endows you with an almost uncanny ability to understand complex systems, intricate ideas, and the subtle nuances that others might overlook. Your innate attention to detail could be described as your most natural and developed way of operating, that special inherent gift that makes you uniquely qualified to spot inconsistencies, refine processes, and ensure quality. Where others might rush through tasks in a haphazard or superficial manner, you bring a careful, methodical, and conscientious approach that consistently ensures excellence and a high standard of execution. The sage pattern, which strongly resonates with type A, is fundamentally about wisdom acquired through careful, patient observation and deep reflection. You tend to gather knowledge systematically, building a comprehensive and integrated understanding rather than merely collecting random, disconnected facts. This makes you not just knowledgeable, but genuinely wise, capable of perceiving connections and interdependencies that often elude others. The way type A individuals navigate their emotional landscape is also telling. You might process your feelings internally, taking the time to understand your emotional responses fully before choosing to express them to others. This isn't a sign of coldness or emotional detachment. Rather, it's a testament to your thoughtfulness, a deeply ingrained desire to respond with consideration rather than react impulsively. In your relationships, the Type A pattern often manifests as profound loyalty and unwavering commitment. Once you've decided that someone is worthy of your trust and affection, you typically invest deeply and wholeheartedly in that relationship. This can be seen as a natural manifestation of your integrated approach to life. The same thoroughness and dedication you bring to your work projects also characterize how you build and conscientiously maintain your personal connections. However, it's wise to remember that every strength carries with it less acknowledged aspects. For Type A individuals, this often manifests as a perfectionism that can become paralyzing, leading to procrastination or an inability to start, or an underlying anxiety that stems from an intense need for control in a world that is inherently unpredictable. Acknowledging and integrating these aspects is essential for psychological wholeness and well-being. The Type A tendency towards self-criticism might be described as an inward-focused assessment that can be both a powerful gift and a significant challenge. When balanced, it drives you towards excellence and continuous improvement. When imbalanced, however, it can morph into a harsh, relentless inner critic that never allows you a moment of rest or self-acceptance. In the workplace, Type A individuals often excel in roles that demand precision, meticulous planning, and unwavering attention to detail. This can be seen as the natural and effective expression of your dominant psychological approaches. Whether you're a researcher, an editor, an accountant, a software developer, or a surgeon, your innate meticulousness serves you and those around you exceptionally well. You are often the person others trust implicitly to get things exactly right, a responsibility you typically take very seriously and approach with diligence. Your careful and considered approach to decision-making reflects a logical, systematic assessment of all available options before choosing a definitive path forward. While this deliberate process can sometimes be misperceived as indecision by more impulsive types, it is in reality a thoroughness that ultimately leads to better, more sustainable outcomes. Type A individuals often experience a fascinating dual nature regarding rules and traditions. On one hand, you deeply appreciate structure, clear guidelines, and established protocols. On the other hand, you may find yourself questioning rules or conventions that don't make logical sense or seem arbitrary. This can be interpreted as the healthy, dynamic tension between your need for order and your analytical thinking. The concept of less is more often deeply resonates with Type A personalities. You tend to prefer quality over quantity in almost every aspect of your life, from material possessions and professional endeavors to personal relationships and leisure experiences. This preference might be attributed to your natural introversion and your focus on depth and meaning rather than superficial breadth. For Type A individuals, stress often manifests when order breaks down, when plans go awry, or when perfection seems utterly unattainable. This can be recognized as the activation of the less developed and more reactive part of your personality. Learning to embrace imperfection, to accept a degree of unpredictability, and to cultivate flexibility might be one of your most important areas for personal growth. The journey to psychological wholeness requires the conscious integration of all aspects of the self, including those that feel uncomfortable, underdeveloped, or foreign. For Type A individuals, this journey often involves consciously embracing spontaneity, learning to accept imperfection in yourself and others, and practicing the art of letting go of the need for absolute control. Interestingly, many Type A individuals report a fascinating phenomenon. They often become more balanced, relaxed, and adaptable with age. This can be seen as the natural, healthy development of your personality over time, as your less dominant psychological approaches gradually become more integrated, mature, and accessible. Your profound need for meaningful work isn't just a simple preference. It's an expression of your deep-seated desire to create order from chaos, to contribute something of lasting value. This drive is an integral part of the journey to becoming your most authentic self. The inherent need to express your unique gifts and talents in service to something larger and more enduring than yourself. One of the most beautiful and valuable aspects of the Type A pattern is your remarkable capacity for creating systems and structures that benefit others. Whether it's meticulously organizing a complex family event, streamlining an inefficient work process, or creating a practical budget that actually works, your innate gifts often extend far beyond your personal sphere to improve the lives and experiences of those around you. Remember, however, that your blood type doesn't rigidly determine your destiny. It simply suggests certain inherent patterns and predispositions that might feel more natural or resonant for you. The true path of self-realization involves both honoring these natural tendencies and, when necessary, consciously transcending them, finding that delicate and dynamic balance between structure and spontaneity that allows your full, authentic humanity to flourish. The ultimate goal isn't to fit perfectly or rigidly into a predefined type. It's to become your complete, authentic, and multifaceted self. Your Type A blood might whisper certain tendencies and inclinations, but it is your conscious choices, your awareness, and your ongoing journey of self-discovery that ultimately write the unique and compelling story of who you become. Now, what captivating mysteries lie dormant within the blood of those individuals carrying Type B? If you are among this cohort, you may embody the vibrant energies of the explorer or perhaps even the independent thinker. Often characterized as the most independent, adaptable, and free-spirited of the blood groups, Type B individuals stand in fascinating contrast to the meticulously structured approach of Type A. Those with Type B blood frequently move through life with a remarkable fluidity and an open-ended curiosity. There's an almost mercurial, quicksilver quality to your nature, allowing you to adapt to changing circumstances, new environments, and unexpected challenges with an ease that others might find both astonishing and enviable. Where others perceive rigid boundaries and fixed limitations, you tend to see a landscape teeming with possibilities and unexplored territories, beckoning you towards novel experiences. Universal, primordial patterns of behavior and perception are thought to transcend cultural, geographical, and historical boundaries. For Type B individuals, these inherent patterns often manifest as a natural, almost insatiable curiosity and a profound openness to new experiences. Take a moment to reflect. Do you find yourself irresistibly drawn to new ideas, unfamiliar places, and diverse ways of thinking? Do you feel most alive, most authentically yourself when you are in the process of discovering something novel, venturing into the unknown, or challenging conventional wisdom? This isn't mere restlessness or a lack of focus. It's a profound inner drive, an inner compass compelling you towards exploration, learning, and growth. The Japanese Ketsueki-gata theory characterizes Type B individuals as creative, passionate, and fiercely independent, qualities that align beautifully with an understanding of the explorer pattern. This striking cross-cultural agreement points towards something fundamental and universally recognized about the dynamic Type B energy, an essence that seems to be perceived consistently across different symbolic systems and cultural interpretations. If you are Type B, you likely possess a natural versatility and resourcefulness, perhaps a well-developed way of sensing the world, or an intuition that thrives on possibilities. You can shift gears quickly, adapting to new environments, different social dynamics, and unexpected situations with remarkable ease and often a sense of excitement. This adaptability isn't indicative of flakiness or a lack of conviction. Rather, it's a precious gift that allows you to thrive and innovate in our ever-changing, complex world. Your innate ability to think outside conventional boundaries, to challenge the status quo, and to envision alternative solutions is highly valued. Where others might cautiously follow well-trodden, established paths, you are far more likely to forge your own way, guided by an inner compass that points steadfastly towards authentic experience, personal truth, and individual expression rather than conforming to societal expectations or pressures. The vibrant creative energy that seems to flow so naturally in many Type B individuals connects deeply with the mind's ability to create new solutions, syntheses, and perspectives by bringing together seemingly opposing ideas, tensions, or viewpoints. Your mind often naturally makes connections between apparently unrelated concepts, giving you a distinct edge in creative problem-solving, innovation, and artistic expression. The Type B individual's relationship with rules, structures, and authority is also telling. You tend to view rules and regulations more as flexible guidelines rather than absolute, unyielding commandments. You are inclined to evaluate each situation on its own unique merits, applying a more contextual and nuanced understanding rather than rigidly adhering to preset principles. This inherent flexibility can sometimes be misperceived as rebellion or a disregard for order by more conventional or structured types, but it's actually a more sophisticated, adaptable approach to navigating ethical complexities and practical realities. In relationships, Type B individuals often bring a refreshing honesty, a disarming directness, and a genuine authenticity that can be both invigorating and, at times, challenging for others. This might be seen as the healthy and uninhibited expression of your way of connecting with values and emotions, an ability to know what you value, what you feel, and to express it directly and candidly without excessive filtering or social pretense. This straightforwardness can be a breath of fresh air, fostering genuine connection, though it might occasionally startle those accustomed to more indirect communication styles. The explorer pattern, which so strongly resonates with Type B, is fundamentally about freedom, discovery, and the courage to venture into unknown territory, both literally and metaphorically, and to bring back valuable insights, new perspectives, and enriching experiences. You are often drawn to the edges of maps, to the frontiers of knowledge and experience, perpetually curious about what lies beyond the familiar, the comfortable, and the accepted. However, it's wise to remember that every strength carries with it less acknowledged aspects. For Type B individuals, this often appears as a pervasive restlessness that can interfere with the completion of long-term projects or the establishment of deep, enduring roots. It might also manifest as a resistance to commitment, whether in relationships, careers, or long-term goals, stemming from a fear of being tied down or losing your cherished freedom. Recognizing, acknowledging, and consciously working with these aspects is crucial for achieving psychological wholeness, balance, and true self-acceptance. The Type B tendency toward fierce independence might be described as an outward-directed exploration that can be both a tremendous gift and a significant challenge. When balanced, it leads to remarkable innovation, groundbreaking discoveries, and a life rich in diverse experiences. When imbalanced, however, it can devolve into a constant frenetic search for novelty that never allows for the development of depth, mastery, or lasting fulfillment. In professional settings, Type B individuals often excel in roles that demand creative thinking, adaptability, innovation, and the ability to work effectively with diverse groups of people and ideas. This can be seen as the natural and potent expression of your dominant psychological approaches. Whether you're an entrepreneur blazing new trails, an artist giving form to unique visions, a journalist uncovering hidden truths, a traveler exploring diverse cultures, or a counselor helping others navigate change, your natural versatility, your people skills, and your comfort with ambiguity serve you exceptionally well. Your approach to decision-making often reflects an intuitive capacity, a holistic assessment that rapidly considers multiple possibilities, future implications, and underlying patterns before committing to a specific course of action. While this process can sometimes appear as indecisiveness or a lack of clear direction to more structured or linear thinking types, it's actually a form of thoroughness that allows you to perceive options and solutions that others might completely miss. Type B individuals often experience a fascinating and distinctive relationship with time, You may possess an almost uncanny ability to be fully present in the moment, engaging completely and wholeheartedly with whatever is happening right now. This might be seen as a healthy expression of your sensing capacity, an ability to fully experience and appreciate the richness of immediate reality without being overly distracted by regrets from the past or anxieties about the future. The concept of go with the flow often resonates deeply with Type B personalities. You tend to trust in the natural, organic unfolding of events and processes, preferring to adapt and respond rather than trying to rigidly control every outcome. This might be attributed to your well-developed intuition, your comfort with uncertainty, and your inherent belief in the emergent nature of life. For Type B individuals, stress often manifests when you feel trapped in rigid structures, confined by monotonous routines, or stifled by a lack of autonomy and creative freedom. This can be recognized as the activation of the less developed and more reactive part of your personality. Learning to skillfully balance your innate love of freedom with the necessity of commitment and your desire for novelty with the value of sustained effort might be one of your most important and rewarding areas for personal growth. Achieving psychological wholeness requires the conscious integration of all aspects of the self, including those that feel less natural, less comfortable, or even alien. For Type B individuals, this journey often involves developing a degree of healthy structure, embracing responsible consistency, and cultivating perseverance, all while carefully maintaining your essential spontaneity, your adaptability, and your unique spark of rebellious creativity. Many Type B individuals report developing a greater appreciation for routine, planning, and follow-through as they mature and gain life experience. This can be viewed as the natural and positive development of your personality over time, as your less dominant psychological approaches gradually become more integrated, refined, and accessible, bringing greater balance to your overall psyche. Your deep-seated need for meaningful freedom isn't just a whimsical preference, it's an expression of your fundamental desire to explore the full, glorious range of human experience, to push boundaries, and to live authentically. This is an integral part of the journey to becoming your most authentic self. The innate need to express your unique gifts and insights without unnecessary constraints, contributing your vibrant energy to the world. One of the most valuable and inspiring aspects of the Type B pattern is your remarkable ability to bridge different worlds, connect diverse perspectives, and act as a catalyst for change and innovation. Whether you're connecting different social groups, synthesizing disparate ideas into a novel concept, adapting ancient wisdom to modern contexts, or simply bringing a fresh perspective to a stale situation, your innate gifts often create valuable connections and spark new possibilities that benefit everyone around you. Remember, however, that your blood type doesn't rigidly dictate your destiny. It simply suggests certain inherent patterns, energies, and predispositions that might feel more natural or resonant for you. The true path of self-realization involves both honoring these natural tendencies, your love of freedom, your creativity, your adaptability, and consciously developing complementary qualities such as focus, discipline, and considered commitment. Finding that dynamic and harmonious balance between untamed freedom and purposeful structure is key to allowing your complete, authentic humanity to flourish. The ultimate goal isn't to embody a particular type perfectly or to suppress any part of yourself. It's to become your whole, authentic, and wonderfully unique self. Your Type B blood might whisper certain tendencies towards exploration and independence, but it is your conscious choices, your self-awareness, and your ongoing journey of growth that ultimately write the vibrant and compelling story of who you become. What profound and hidden depths exist within the very lifeblood of those who carry Type AB. If you belong to this relatively rare and intriguing blood group, you may embody the complex and nuanced energies of a natural diplomat, a skilled mediator, or perhaps even one who harmonizes opposites. Type AB is, perhaps, the most naturally complex and multifaceted of all the blood groups, holding a unique position that fascinates from both biological and symbolic perspectives. It stands alone as the only blood type that inherently contains both A and B antigens on the surface of its red blood cells, a tangible physical manifestation of duality, of holding two distinct identities within a single entity. This biological union of opposites is a powerful symbol of integrating differing forces within oneself, a process often seen as vital for psychological wholeness, maturity, and profound self-understanding. We all contain multitudes within us, a rich tapestry of differing subpersonalities and potentials. However, for type AB individuals, this inherent multiplicity seems to be written directly into your very blood, a constant intrinsic part of your being. Take a moment for introspection. Do you sometimes feel as though you contain several different personas that emerge quite naturally in different situations or with different people? Do you find yourself able to understand and even empathize with multiple, often conflicting perspectives with an unusual and sometimes bewildering ease? This isn't necessarily inconsistency or a lack of a stable core. Rather, it's more likely a profound expression of your innate capacity for integration, synthesis, and holding complexity. The Japanese Ketsueki Gata theory often describes type AB individuals as thoughtful, enigmatic, sometimes aloof, and undeniably complex, traits that align remarkably well with an understanding of the mediator pattern, who navigates and bridges different viewpoints. This consistent characterization across diverse cultural frameworks strongly suggests something fundamental and universally recognized about the unique type AB energy, an essence that transcends specific belief systems or societal norms. If you are type AB, you likely possess a natural, almost effortless ability to see multiple sides of any given situation, a quality associated with a well-developed and flexible way of perceiving the world, open to new information. You can comfortably hold opposing viewpoints, contradictory ideas, or paradoxical truths in your mind simultaneously, without an immediate pressing need to choose one over the other or to resolve the tension prematurely. This cognitive flexibility, this comfort with ambiguity, isn't a sign of indecisiveness or a lack of conviction. Rather, it's a sophisticated and nuanced form of thinking that readily recognizes the validity, the partial truths, and the underlying complexities present in seemingly contradictory perspectives. Your remarkable ability to adapt to vastly different social environments, professional contexts, and cultural milieus is a testament to a profound human capacity for psychological flexibility and adaptation. Where others might present a consistent, relatively unchanging persona across all contexts, you might find yourself subtly shifting your approach, your communication style, or even your energy depending on the specific situation and the people involved. This isn't typically a form of inauthenticity or a lack of a true self. Instead, it's often a natural, intuitive response to the varying demands and subtle cues of different environments, a testament to your inherent adaptability. The creative problem-solving abilities that often come so naturally to type AB individuals connect powerfully with the mind's profound capacity to engage consciously with inner worlds, to play with possibilities, to dialogue with inner aspects, and to generate novel solutions, insights, and creative expressions. Your thinking processes tend to be less linear and more associative, rhizomatic even, allowing you to make unexpected connections, synthesize disparate information, and arrive at innovative conclusions that others with more conventional thinking styles might completely miss. The type AB individual's relationship with identity can also be unique. You might have experienced a lifelong sense of being somewhat difficult to categorize, to define, or to neatly fit into the conventional boxes that others seem to occupy with relative comfort and ease. This liminal quality, this sense of existing in between, can sometimes feel challenging, isolating, or misunderstood, but it is in fact a profound gift. It allows you to act as a bridge between different worlds, different groups, and different ways of thinking, fostering understanding and connection where there might otherwise be division. In your relationships, type AB individuals often bring remarkable empathy, intuitive understanding, and a genuine capacity for seeing things from another's point of view. This might be seen as a healthy and well-developed expression of your way of connecting with values and emotions, an ability to tune into others' emotional states with considerable sensitivity and to respond with compassion and insight. This profound empathic capacity makes you a valued friend, a considerate partner, and a skilled mediator, though it can sometimes leave you vulnerable to absorbing others' emotions too readily, requiring conscious effort to maintain your own emotional boundaries and well-being. The mediator pattern, which resonates so strongly with type AB, is fundamentally about bridging differences, harmonizing conflicts, and finding common ground where others see only opposition, discord, or irreconcilable divides. You are often the person who can skillfully translate between different viewpoints, helping individuals or groups understand perspectives they might otherwise dismiss, reject, or fail to comprehend. However, it is wise to remember that every strength has its less acknowledged aspects. For type AB individuals, this often appears as an inner sense of contradiction or fragmentation that can lead to decision paralysis, a feeling of being pulled in multiple directions, or a chameleon-like adaptability that, if unchecked, might obscure your authentic core or make it difficult for others, and sometimes yourself, to grasp who you truly are beneath the many facets. Recognizing, acknowledging, and consciously working with these aspects is essential for achieving psychological integration, authenticity, and a stable sense of self. The type AB tendency toward complexity and multifacetedness might involve an inward exploration of myriad possibilities, or a highly developed ability to fluidly combine inner depth with outer adaptability. This can be both a tremendous gift and a significant challenge. When balanced, it leads to profound insights, remarkable creativity, and a deep understanding of human nature. When imbalanced, however, it can devolve into chronic overthinking, a persistent state of ambivalence, or an inability to reach a clear conclusion or take decisive action. In professional environments, type AB individuals often excel in roles that require diplomacy, nuanced communication across differences, strategic thinking, and the ability to synthesize diverse ideas into a cohesive whole. This can be seen as the natural and effective expression of your dominant psychological approaches, which likely involve a sophisticated interplay of intuition, thinking, feeling, and sensing. Whether you're engaged in conflict resolution, creative fields, counseling, cultural interpretation, research, or any profession that values holistic understanding and bridging divides, your natural complexity, your adaptability, and your integrative capacities serve you exceptionally well. Your approach to decision-making often reflects a process that carefully considers both a wide range of possibilities and the human values involved before determining a course of action. While this nuanced process can sometimes appear as excessive complexity or even vacillation to more straightforward or action-oriented types, it's actually a form of thoroughness that leads to more considered, balanced, and sustainable choices. Type AB individuals often experience a fascinating and fluid relationship with boundaries. Your very being may find it easier than most to move between different social worlds, professional domains, cultural contexts, or even ideological standpoints without feeling a strong need to rigidly adhere to one or exclude others. This might be seen as a healthy expression of flexible personal boundaries, an ability to expand your sense of self to include diverse experiences, perspectives, and identities without losing your core integrity. The concept of both-and thinking, rather than the more common either-or dichotomy, often resonates deeply with type AB personalities. You tend to instinctively resist false dichotomies, simple answers to complex questions, and rigid categorizations, intuitively sensing the truth that often lies in the integration, synthesis, or transcendence of seemingly opposing perspectives. This might be attributed to your natural affinity for finding a way to synthesize or move beyond apparent contradictions. For type AB individuals, stress often manifests when you are forced to reduce complex situations to overly simplistic answers, when you are pressured to make definitive choices before you feel ready, or when navigating environments that demand rigid consistency and conformity at the expense of nuance and authenticity. This can be recognized as the activation of the less developed and more reactive part of your personality, learning to embrace your natural complexity while still developing the capacity for clear decision-making and focused action when appropriate, might be one of your most important and rewarding areas for personal growth. Psychological wholeness requires embracing all aspects of the self, including those that seem contradictory, paradoxical, or even mutually exclusive. For type AB individuals who naturally embody a form of contradiction in your very blood, the path may be less about the initial integration of opposites, as this comes somewhat naturally to you, and more about finding and anchoring into your authentic core amidst the inherent multiplicity, and then learning to consciously wield your integrative gifts. Many type AB individuals report developing greater decisiveness, a clearer sense of purpose, and a more grounded identity as they mature and navigate life's experiences. This can be seen as the natural and positive development of your personality over time, as your less dominant psychological approaches gradually become more integrated, strengthened, and accessible, bringing greater clarity and stability to your multifaceted nature. Your deep-seated need for meaningful connection across differences, for fostering understanding, and for creating harmony isn't just a simple preference. It's an expression of your fundamental desire to heal divisions, to bridge gaps, and to create a sense of wholeness in yourself and in the world around you. This is an integral part of the journey to becoming your most authentic self, the innate need to express your unique gifts in bringing together what others often see as separate, conflicting, or irreconcilable. One of the most valuable and precious aspects of the type AB pattern is your remarkable ability to hold paradox, to tolerate ambiguity, and to sit with complexity without a premature need to resolve it or simplify it. In a world that increasingly seeks simplistic soundbites, quick fixes, and easy answers to profoundly complex questions, your inherent comfort with nuance, your appreciation for multifaceted truths, and your capacity for integrative thinking are increasingly vital and precious. Remember, however, that your blood type doesn't rigidly determine your destiny. It simply suggests certain inherent patterns, energies, and predispositions that might feel more natural or resonant for you. The true path of self-realization involves both honoring these natural tendencies, your complexity, your adaptability, your empathy, and consciously developing greater clarity about your core values, your authentic identity, and your unique purpose. The ultimate goal isn't to resolve all inner contradictions into a flat, homogeneous state. It's to embrace them as integral parts of your complete, dynamic, and authentic self. Your type AB blood might whisper tendencies toward complexity, diplomacy, and integration, but it is your conscious choices, your self-awareness, and your ongoing journey of self-discovery that ultimately write the rich, enigmatic, and compelling story of who you become. What ancient elemental power flows with invigorating force through the veins of those individuals who possess type O blood? If you are part of this significant group, you may embody the potent energies of the warrior, the courage of the hero, or the spirit of the pioneer. Type O is often regarded as the most primal, instinctually powerful, and action-oriented of all the blood groups, carrying echoes of our species' earliest days. From both evolutionary and symbolic standpoints, type O blood is utterly fascinating. It is widely considered to be the original human blood type, the ancestral source from which the other blood groups eventually evolved. This provides a direct biological link to our most ancient forebears, a tangible connection to the dawn of humanity. This primordial quality connects to the idea of the deepest layers of shared human experience, those that link us to our evolutionary past, the reservoir of ancestral experiences, instincts, and universal symbols. It is believed that we all carry the imprints of our species' long and arduous history within the very fabric of our unconscious minds. However, for type O individuals, this connection to the ancestral past, to the raw, instinctual wisdom of survival and adaptation, often seems particularly strong and readily accessible. Take a moment for introspection. Do you sometimes feel a powerful, almost visceral, instinctual certainty in situations where others hesitate, dither, or feel paralyzed by indecision? Do you find yourself naturally, almost reflexively, taking action, moving forward, or confronting challenges when others are still deliberating, analyzing, or seeking consensus? This isn't necessarily impulsiveness or a lack of thought. Rather, it's more likely a profound expression of the dynamic, assertive warrior energy, a direct line to primal action. The Japanese Ketsueki Gata theory often describes Type O individuals as confident, resilient, optimistic, and natural leaders, qualities that align remarkably well with an understanding of the hero pattern who faces adversity head-on. This consistent characterization across different cultural systems and symbolic frameworks points towards something fundamental, universally recognized, and deeply potent about the Type O energy, an essence that transcends specific cultural interpretations. If you are Type O, you likely possess a natural decisiveness and a strong will, perhaps a well-developed way of making judgments that leads to clear conclusions and actions, or a dominant outward orientation that engages directly with the world. You can assess situations quickly, often intuitively grasp the core issue, and move to action without excessive deliberation or undue hesitation. This decisiveness isn't typically recklessness or a disregard for consequences. Rather, it's a precious gift that allows you to respond effectively, efficiently, and often courageously when circumstances demand immediate action, clear direction, or bold initiative. Your innate ability to stay focused on your goals, to persevere despite obstacles, and to maintain momentum is highly valued. Where others might become discouraged, sidetracked, or tempted to change direction when faced with significant challenges, you are far more likely to press forward, guided by an inner determination, a robust self-belief, and a fighting spirit that pushes through obstacles rather than avoiding or circumventing them. The natural leadership qualities that often emerge so readily from Type O individuals connect deeply with the hero pattern, that fundamental aspect of the human psyche that confronts challenges directly, champions causes, protects the vulnerable, and inspires others to follow and to act. Your energy tends to be more direct, assertive, and action-oriented, making you someone others often instinctively turn to in times of crisis, uncertainty, or when decisive leadership is required. The Type O individual often has a strong relationship with the physical world. You might possess a robust constitution, a powerful connection to your body, a love for physical activities, and a deep appreciation for the natural environment. There's often a grounded, earthy quality that keeps you firmly connected to the here and now, to tangible realities. This embodied awareness reflects an understanding of the critical importance of integrating mind and body, of living fully within the physical realm.